Well, Pittsburgh had its best offensive outing in Cincinnati earlier this season, and they may need a repeat performance to go toe-to-toe with Joe Burrow and the Bengals offense. They're averaging 32 points over their last 8 games. Since 2023, the Steelers are 5-0 at home against AFC North opponents. And for more on how they can keep that record going, here's Bob and Coach with your keys to the game, presented by your neighborhood Ford store. Guys.
All right, Missy, thank you very much. Coach, let's talk about this offense. The one thing that's been very consistent all year has been their offense. Joe Burrow has now 8 straight games of 4+ touchdown passes. What's made him so good, and what do you have to do to limit that?
You know, for us, we have to play really well as a collective. You know, we say things like rush and coverage works together, and it's not a cliche. We got to do a real nice job of allocating a number of rushmen and corresponding coverage, and that has to mesh. By that I mean, oftentimes when you rush 4 and you get an opportunity to allocate 7 to coverage, Joe will buy time and extend. And if you're in spot drop zones, that stresses your zones. Your 4-man rush better do a really good job versus 5. When you bring 5, he has less of an opportunity to extend, but obviously you have 6 in coverage, and so that ratio is less attractive from a coverage perspective. Generally, that combination is going to create a one-on-one for either Chase or T. Higgins. And with their talents and his pinpoint accuracy and experience within the offense and that continuity, that becomes a challenge. And so that's what I was talking about earlier. It needs to be a nice mix, but within that mix, we have to play well as a collective. When we rush 5, we got to do a real good job, and maybe even in some one-on-one circumstances on the back end. And when we rush 4, we might have enough people to minimize things on the back end, but we got to do a real nice job of keeping him in the pocket with our 4-man rush.
Let's talk about offensively, what you must do against them. Last time you had success. How much of that can you take from last game and apply it to this game?
A lot of it, hopefully. Again, you know, in these intimate divisional relationships, man, we know them, they know us. There's very few secrets. I think the most significant thing going on with them defensively since the last time we played them is they've had, I think, 11 turnovers in that span, which is number 1 in the NFL. And so they're still giving up some plays here and there, but the fact that they've been opportunistic as a collective, that they're taking the ball away, and particularly in some tough circumstances or in significant circumstances. I think the score was 7-7 versus Dallas. Dallas is going into the red area. They get a ball tipped and it's picked off by Geno Stone to preserve that 7 points. They're playing Cleveland. Cleveland goes right down the field on the initial drive of the game, but Cleveland fumbles on the 1-yard line going in. And so they've been opportunistic. They lead the league in turnovers since the last time we played them. But within that, when and where those turnovers have occurred have been significant in terms of points and the outcome of the football games.
All right, Coach, thanks and all the best Saturday night.
Thank you.